Okay, is video working? Is video working? Is audio working? Hopefully audio is working today. Let's check it out and see. Oh, I haven't clicked on video. Okay, we got sound. That's good. So 2 more minutes. Good morning. The time is now 8 a.m. VA3EWV, Cornwall, Ontario. Any party traffic? Good morning, this is VA3EWV on the air with VA3EWV. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday morning, the 1st of November. It is 0 degrees outside, humidity 76%. We're looking at a high today of 2 degrees, a low of 6, and 84% chance of snow. So make sure you have all your stuff ready for your snow. Today is Wednesday. We have no theme today, but I'm hoping we get a lot of people out there today. And I also posted some stuff on some backup plans in case repeaters go down here in our area. This is VA3EWV taking check-ins now. Listening. Net recognizes VA3AQE. How's it going there this morning, Mike? Uh-oh. Okay, we heard Mike in there. We can come back to Mike. He's in the portable there. Anybody else wishing to check in, please come now. It's been a confusing couple of days, folks, but I hope we get back on track. I'm going to be using VA3VSW until the other repeater is fully functional. It is functional, the one that we usually talk on, but it's not fully functional, so I'm just going to use this one here unless we vote on using a 2-meter option. This is a UHF option. We could also look for a VHF option. VA3AQE, I picked you up in there. Are you back? Over.
Yes, I was. I think some of you are keyed in on it, but no, I was just saying that it's snowing here, corner McCall at Tollgate. It's like the late 30s. It's cold, gray, miserable winter day. Over.
VA3AQE, I copied that loud and clear. Keep that over there on Tollgate Road. Keep all of that over there with you on Tollgate. Yeah, that's right. Don't let that stuff come over here to St. Andrews. Even though we're prepared for it, we'll just let you enjoy that over on your side. Any more check-ins this morning? It is 8:04. I know it's pretty early. Everybody's the day is hump day, folks. It's time to get out of bed on this Wacky Wednesday, and let's get pressing that PTT button. Hey, if nothing else, we might have an early morning, and some of us can go back to bed. This is VA3EWV listening. We also have Michael out there. I'm trying to get his call sign. He's on Facebook right now, checking out the net. We have Michael out there. I can pull people into the net too, by the way. You don't have to be on camera. You can be on video so you can join into the fun. This is VA3EWV on this Wacky Wednesday, and we're taking check-ins this morning. I might pop over to the other frequency to just let people know that we're here too. Anyway, we're on the side listening there. Okay, I'm going to QSY over to the other repeater and see if any stragglers over there. Then I'll be right back over here to V3VSW, VA3AQE. If you're still in there and you hear somebody, just tell them to stand by. I'll be right back. This is VA3EWV, VA3EWV with On the Air. If anybody's here waiting for the morning rag chew, we are over on VE3VSW. VE3VSW 442.200. We can QSY over there. Return this repeater back to its normal use. VA3EWV clear. VA3EWV returning. Okay, folks, this is Ernest here with On the Air with VA3EWV on our Wacky Wednesday. Sitting standing by taking check-ins. Looking for number 2, could that be you? VA3EWV listening. So VA3AQE, when you get back home there, I uploaded a repeater backup plan, okay? That was sent to me by VE3HTR there. So I posted it, and it's very simple. I thought it was going to be very complicated, but it's not. We have two repeaters here. If the first one doesn't work, then we just go to the next one, and I do believe, if I have that document still open, I do believe that they are, let me see, I think they're both 2 meter. Let me just go see. Yeah, VE3SVC, that's our primary repeater. I guess that's located at the hospital there. Now if that goes down, we use VA3SDG, which is the alternate. It is a sponsored repeater. It does not belong to the club. But that's the 2 repeaters. All the rest of these repeaters are just gravy or are owned by personal folks. So these are the 2, VE3SVC and VA3SDG. And you know, I met a guy last night, came over, Dave. He's studying to be a new ham. He only has a 2 meter radio. So I know we tried back months and months ago, probably about 4 months ago, to talk on 2 meter. And nobody was coming out. So I just went to the other repeater that had all the options and kind of stayed there up until it had technical difficulties. Anyway, this is VA3EWV, and we're on the side listening.
Yeah, I got that email this morning, or that thing on Facebook this morning. I didn't have a chance to open it up yet. And I think last night I even downloaded those 2 simplex channels there. The one for the national simplex on UHF, and then the one for VHF. And I'll probably check those out sometime as well.
Well, what the hope is, and the plan, on Thursday and Friday, you know, we'll still do the regular thing, you know. This will be our new home until further notice. And what I want to do is just go test it. I think some people were thinking that I want to do the rag chew on the national calling frequency, but hence the name, national calling frequency. You just call out to see if someone's there, and then you go to another frequency, you know, if you want to have any kind of conversation. So those are just to reach out on. I knew that. I just want to make sure that there's no confusion. So on Thursday and Friday, and I want to do one with you for sure. So I'll be listening for you intently on Thursday and Friday. And when you get in, just say, hey, look, I'm parked at the coffee spot or whatever, and I want to see if I can reach you on the simplex frequency from my house, right? And then if it works, we know it works, and if it doesn't, you know it doesn't. But I want to just see how much range we have if everything goes south and we have to use simplex over.
Yeah, I agree. It'd be nice too if KCB is down by the water, at least he's in Cornwall as well. It'd be nice that we could reach one end of Cornwall to the other end on it as well. That would be interesting as well, so you can hear each other.
Yeah, for sure, because, you know, you're mobile, he's mobile, ARF is usually mobile, right? VE3ARF is usually mobile, Rob. We have quite a few people that are mobile, and then if work permits, then FZ can get on. and I'd like to see if I can reach him for my base station. And not only that, my radio, I think my radio does 30 watts. I can put it on high and see. But I think it at least does 30 watts, you know? So, I know I have an 8-watt handy talkie. I have 2 5-watt handy talkies. So if push comes to shove, I can even push those to 8 watts, eh? So when we're using simplex, I think we may want to use our highest power setting. So when you are programming your radios out there, you might make sure you consider putting it on high power for the simplex. I mean, I'm just saying that. I don't know if that's true. I'm no advanced amateur person with 60 years of experience. I'm just saying if I'm going to use simplex, I'm going to try to have my most wattage already programmed in, not 1 watt, trying to get across Cornwall over.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, because I would think on simplex you want to reach out as far as you can, over.
Exactly. And you know what? If we can have these things very nice and easy, you know, I'm going to go into my programming on my Yaesu today, my Yaesu handheld, on my Baofeng, and on my my mobile radio / base station radio. And I'm just going to put the, like I already have in my radio, it says NCF VHF, right? And then NCF UHF. Those are side by side. But now I'm going to go back in there, put the national calling frequency for VHF, and then I'm going to put the other one that was suggested, you know, the 146.580. So that way I won't have to go through all this stuff. And if I'm mobile and driving, I can just, you know, I don't know if you guys did this, but I learned with my Galaxy Saturn that I had forever, it was mounted in a certain way, and I was able to know what channel I was on by counting the clicks, right? So this will make it very easy that you don't have to do hands-on if you're on your, you know, your various different radios, eh? So if it's all over the place, it's going to be hard, but I'm going to just make it so it's all easy. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, that all makes sense. You do it better. It seems to me, I thought last night when I did the UHF, I was on, I think I had to put in 44600, and I thought the VHF was 146, I thought there was a 20 in it, the last 2 numbers were 20. I'll just double check them. I got them off the internet last night, so I know you just said a number there earlier that sort of, but it sounds familiar to me, over.
I'm just letting you know, VA3EWV, this is VA3EWV. Make sure, I try to make sure I copy and paste stuff. I am very dyslexic, by the way. So I just want that out there in the air. So it's always good to double check and triple check if I put anything out with numbers. I try to copy bits and pieces of this from the technical director, so I wouldn't be putting wrong information out there, eh? So sometimes I'm looking at something and it says 580, and I can say 850, right? So that's why I put it out there on the paper. Also, I think most people probably have the national calling frequencies in. They just don't have a second frequency, and people want to move over. QSL.
Roger that. Yeah, I'll read up on that again now when I get home later. Over.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. You know, I know it's supposed to be standard stuff, you know, but when we start having these, you know, things that are being updated, upgraded, you know, we had antennas upgraded. They just needed to be upgraded, right? So since we are on top of our game as far as maintenance goes, we have to have these ups and downs and stuff like that, right? And I think it's important that we, you know, can just move along quickly. If we see something going on and it's not our equipment, we should just be able to move over to something. And it's just like, you know, if a road's closed and you know the area, you just take a quick detour, right? And you're back on track. Okay, it is 8:16 this morning on a Wednesday morning. We got a little, some squalls in some areas, a little light snow in a couple areas. It is 0 degrees here. This is the coldest it's been all year here in St. Andrews. We're also looking at 1.7 hours of sunlight today. We're also taking check-ins. We're looking for number 2. Could that be you? On the air with VA3EWV, and we're listening. VA3ARF. I had to turn the volume down there. You scared me. How you doing this morning? Compared to Mike, he was coming in. I could hear him, so I had to turn up the volume. And you came in, and I had to turn it down and scared me. How you doing this morning, Rob?
I'm doing very well, Ernest. Good morning. Good morning, Mike. Today is the day. I told you about this catappa tree in my yard where it only loses its leaves over a course of 24 hours. It's usually around Halloween. Well, it was a day late. I woke up this morning and the driveway in the yard was covered in these big leaves. So by the time I get home, it might have very few left on it. It's the strangest thing. It only takes like 24 hours for every leaf to drop. Anyway, back to you, Ernest, the 3A mobile.
See, that'll be cool to see, you know, if that was like on a time lapse, you know, with some night vision on it. One thing about VSW, and I think it might be my radio, it forces me to have proper etiquette, because when you finished talking, I went to key the mic up and it said the channel was busy. So anyway, but yeah, so will you still be able to, if it's not wet, to mulch those leaves and stuff? I know you're on about your day, but will you be able to mulch those leaves, or are they too big?
What I usually do with those ones, the catappa leaves are really big, so what I do is, I think it takes about 4 wheelbarrow loads, but it's really fast to rake them up. So with the big fan rake, it only takes a few minutes, and I have them all raked up. And then whatever's blown away over to the lawn, I just mulch up with the lawnmower on the following weekend.
Okay, no problem, Rob. Hey, look, before you get out of here, I know you got your calls and stuff like that. I posted a thing up for the national calling frequencies. I'm pretty sure you know what that is. And then we had some suggested frequencies, like to go to, you know, off the national calling frequency. What I'm hoping to do on Thursday or Friday, and as soon as you get a chance, we're going to still be doing the normal rag shoe here. This is where we're going to be at until further notice. But I want to check and see how far I can talk to you on Simplex. Like, we'll all go to Simplex and we'll just see if we can hear each other. It'll be very short and very quick, okay? Not trying to put any burden on you, but it would be nice to see if we could test that out. Anyway, VA3AQE, we'll see you later there, and I know you'll be on the side listening. Okay, that'll be it, and I'm monitoring.
Yeah, Ernest, just before I let you go there, in the old days, we had a simplex frequency, so the guys that hung out with, we used to go to 147.570. 147.570 was our simplex talking frequency, and we used to keep the whole gang of us used to be in there. That way we didn't tie up the repeater, because we could all talk to each other terrestrial to terrestrial. So anyway, I'll be riding along the 3ARF mobile.
All right, that's cool. And I guess that was in the Cornwall area. Okay, Rob, we're going to let you go there. This is on the air with VA3EWV. I just want to put it out there that this is live streamed in hopes that it will promote amateur radio, attract people. We have a lot of people that I have talked to over the last couple months that were actually out of radio and have come back. We also have new people that were afraid to press that push to talk button that are now on there and talking. So again, this is for the betterment of ham radio and to get everybody out there talking. This is VA3EWV looking for check-in number 3. Could that be you? Okay, everybody, we're just going to monitor the frequency. I'm going to do a little practice test in the background there. I will have my ears on if anybody wants to add anything. It is 8:21, and if we don't hear anything in the next 9 minutes, we'll just go ahead and close this net off today, and then we're looking for everybody on Thursday. This is VA3EWV, monitoring the frequency. While we're waiting on something to happen there, we're just going to get a little background stuff going here. So for all you out there watching, I'm doing a test there. Got a little program here. So I'll just do one of these a day. Trying to get myself together there to get my HF privileges. This is on the air with VA3EWV Wednesday edition. We call it Wacky Wednesday. We've taken calls today from VA3AQE and VA3ARF, both mobile. Looking for check-in number 3. Could that be you? VA3EWV listening. Nothing heard at this time. VA3EWV monitoring the frequency.
Hey Ernest, do you do TikTok? Ernesto, do you do TikTok?
As a matter of fact, my daughter was talking to me about that this morning. She said, Dad, Facebook is for old people. Everybody's doing Instagram and TikTok, and they're doing short little videos. So she's going to come over on the weekend, and I'm like, well, I don't even know how to talk in short form. You know, she says, well, I'll just work with you, and we'll do some fun things, and do some 30-second like introductions and stuff like that, and then start putting them on TikTok. And I was like, oh, but it'll just be me playing around in the house and stuff like that. But yeah, we're planning on actually doing that this weekend. Over.
Okay, well, I have an idea for a short TikTok. It's funny. If you want, I'll give you the idea. You can try it out with your daughter. Okay, so right now on pop radio, there's a song started by a guy named something Russell. It's called Lil Boofang. B-O-O-T-H-A-N-G. But I think it sounds like Little Bofang. And you can do a video with your Bofang radio and having the music in the background. Go to YouTube and search up Little Bofang. It's
Hey, man, I already got a little tune in my head for that. You know? Oh, I got a little tune for that. I got to get my call sign in there good for it. My name is VA3, and I'm here to say I rock on my Bofang every single day. Oh, I can get that going. I can get that going for sure. Over.
VA3EWV to VA3EWV.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ernest, I was just talking to Rick there down by the water. He's been trying to get a hold of you, but for some reason, this frequency here is the only one he can't seem to reach this morning. He's been trying to get on, calling to you, and I think he left you something on Facebook. He's not sure whether or not you're on Facebook right now. But anyway, he's been trying to contact you over, and so he asked me to let you know. I was calling back and told him I did.
Okay, I got you on that. You know, I think he was on here yesterday, so I wonder did he, you know, if there are any settings, but I'm going to, do you know what, you say you were talking to him like, oh, you're at the Riverside too, is that what you're saying?
No, negative. After I spoke to you, I put my thing on scan, and I heard him on SBC, over.
Oh, okay. Let me QSY over to there after I asked Rob what he thought about my little tune.
Give it a try. Could we suggest FHA? Or, okay, well, you go to SBC. I'm going to go QRT anyway. I'm right at, I'm up north here, so I'll talk to you guys later. V3,
No problem. Yeah, Rob, we'll let you go there. But for everybody who's listening, we tried FHA and we weren't. It wasn't really good for everybody. Let me just. Where did you say he was again, Mike? Before you get out there too, what frequency?
He said SBC.
Okay, I'm going to QSY over to SBC. This is VA3EWV calling for VA3KCB, over.
VA3EWF, VA3KCB. Good morning.
Hey, Rick, how you doing this morning? Everything good? I've heard there's probably snow you guys' way, or like light snow, over.
Oh yeah, I gave my weather report at 8 o'clock. I tried to be number one on there, and then when I unkeyed, you were talking to another person. I've been trying for a half hour to get through it. I'm only hearing ARF is transmission 1 out of 5 words. I'm hearing you fairly well, and I'm not breaking the squelch at all on the other repeater in Vaudeville for some reason. It worked yesterday.
Yeah, copy that. Also, VA3AQE, did you make it over here, over?
Yes, I did. I'm here.
Okay, it's a trio until you guys have to go. Hey, you know, Rick, I put up a little thing this morning, and I got some advice from the technical director yesterday, so I made a little, backup thing. Did you happen to get to see that PDF, over?
V3BF.
Go ahead.
V3BF.
Go ahead, Dean. We got you.
It's hard to get a word in anyway.
Hey, D, they don't call me right job for nothing. You got to pop me up across the lip there every now and then. Go ahead, D.
I got a message, Ernest, from VA3EWV, and he wants to know if you got his email yesterday regarding him and Chloe going for the Christmas dinner.
No, that's a negative. I did not get an email from them. I'll go check my what do you call it? That spam folder. But thanks for telling me. Give him the message that I did not get that. I looked at my email again. Give me 2 seconds and I'll look one more time.
Well, you don't need to look. I'll give you what the message is. For 2 meals, both roast beef. Am I correct there? Yeah, 2 prime rib and 2 Caesars. And that'll be for Cliff and Claude.
Awesome. Yep, I got it. Okay, so I'll add them on the list. I actually have that document up. Thank you so much there, Dean, for popping in. And we'll see him on the 5th.
Okay, Ernest, we'll let everybody go. Good morning, everybody. We finally got in here, and that's all we wanted. Carry on, and we'll be listening.
All right, awesome. Hey, VA3KCB, back over to you there. I was asking, did you get to see that PDF this morning? Over.
Not as of yet. I didn't see it, but I'll read it when I get home. Is it something that someone emailed, or is it just on Facebook itself?
No, I just put it on Facebook. I was just the other day I was talking about having like sort of a plan if something happens, So it turns out, we have access. I'm going to say it like that. We have access to 8 different repeaters, but they all do different things. So I was trying to figure out because this whole experience has been pretty exciting to me because it's like things going down. As you all know, we've had new antennas being put up, things moving around, in the spring, summer, and fall. A lot of activity going, just maintaining the equipment. So we've had several things coming up saying, this is going to be offline for this is going to be offline for that. So what's happening now is no different than all the other 60 things we've done throughout the year. And then I started thinking, oh, well, if we have a group of people that are always on a certain thing, what happens if something goes down, right? So now it says that the primary repeater for the club, yes, I'm a club member, but this is not associated with the club. I'm just using their repeaters. But the primary repeater is VE3SVC, it says. So that's 2 meter, right? And it says if that ever becomes unavailable, then the go-to is VA3SDG. Okay? So this is the primary repeater. Now, I don't know if it has better coverage than Bonneville, right? But this is the primary repeater, right? I was asked why I was so in love with PGC. Well, it's the one that has the most options, right? So if you're traveling or you're outside, or let me roll this. So if you're traveling outside of the area and you want to get in, you can, get on with Echolink. Also, if you're, if you like to listen to the TransCanada and the ProComNet, right? You could use that repeater for that as well. Now, what I have learned in my time, because the more you are on, the more you learn. So I know if DMR goes down, I can personally connect to the Covey Hill repeater, and I can still talk on DMR, right? And now I know that Iroquois has their setup for, I think, the TransCanada and the ProComNet. So if our repeater here doesn't work, I know I can just tune into the Iroquois thing and listen to the ProComNet or the TransCanada. See, I just didn't know all that, last week, but now I know it now. So I just wanted to share all that with everybody, and we all have a plan. Over.
Okay, I copied that. So for
Exactly. See, I'm glad. See, this is all with trial and error, right? So I am definitely not the one to be. I'm not the technical. I have nothing about that. So, in my thinking, since I know that PGC is in Bonneville and is right next door to my house, what I did was I looked at the repeater book here behind me, and I looked for Bonneville again, and I see that Bonneville has a VE3 PGC-1, but that's our APRS digital repeater, so I know I can't use that. So when I looked for Bonneville again, I saw VE3VSW, right, which is 442.200, and I'm like, oh, okay. Now it does say Yaesu C4FM Fusion, and we do have a couple of 2 or 3 people that have that, but since it's on the same repeater, I thought it would give the same amount of range. But again, I'm a one-day-old amateur operator here with still got milk around my mouth, right? So at the end of the day, I had a guy come over to my house yesterday to visit the shack. We had a really good time there. He only has a 2-meter radio. Now we tried this in the past and we didn't get nobody to go over there. So we went back to PGC. Again, that was my personal preference because all these people were meeting, like Devin, Kimberly, Rebecca, all those folks. There are a lot more people hanging around and wanting to talk on the radio, right, to somebody, because they don't have clubs and this and that and other in their area. So they were using Echolink and all that stuff to get in. So now when we go to SVC, I think we can be doing that. So now I agree with you. Let me roll this one more time. So just like anything in life, if there are too many changes, sometimes people get frustrated, right? And the more you change something, the more people you lose. So I'm down with VE3SVC. I think we'll pick up a lot more people too because it's 2-meter and more people have 2-meter radios, right? So I'm down with going to VE3SVC. I have no problem with that. So it's just to get the word out to everybody that we will be using that repeater. Now, if you're coming from out of town, like VA3AQE, or you're usually going away from town, like Rob, that's when we're going to see what the range is for those things. Over.
Well, we won't know until we try. SVC has been the club's repeater forever, and never seemed to have had issues, even back in the day when I was in ham radio 27 years ago. So, and it is 2-meter, and everyone has 2-meter. I know we did try it once about 2-3 months ago, but it was only tried for 1 day. And that's no different than some of the days that we have in the past month where we just have 1 or 2 people checking in. So it could have been a bad day that nobody used it. But everyone knows about SVC because we have Monday Night Nets on SVC.
And you have a point there. And another thing about that, yeah, we do have Monday Night Nets on there. You are right. That's 100% correct. And I can't deny that and I've never seen that go down for any length of time. So that would be, now I know, for me though, when myself and PRY was out there talking, we went on, I got a message from Facebook saying, and it was from a female, I remember, saying, hey, I would love to join the net. No, we got it from 2 different people. I'd love to join the net if you guys went to 2-meter. So for 2 whole weeks, we went down there and we had nothing. But hey, you know what? There's no problem with me. PGC is down, and the date to come back online is TBA, right? So it doesn't matter. In my mind, I don't care what I talk on if PGC is down, right? It doesn't matter to me. So I think we should just make our home, for now, VE3SVC, right? Now, what I'm going to do in the meantime, right, because we are getting more people on the air just than people in Cornwall, I'm going to have to get my advance done. because I think we need to have a backup plan. If you know what? No, never mind. I'm just going to shelf that right there, and we're going to encourage people to go to VE3SVC until PGC is back online.
All right, copy that. And is this with the blessing of the technical director?
Oh, I don't know. Let me just say this. This is just me having a conversation. If I turn the clock back 4 months, more than half the people I talked to weren't even a member of the club, right? So if I turn the clock back 4 months, there are people that we talk to on a daily basis that were not even members of the club, okay? So if something happens, like on PGC, and they say club members only, I'm not talking to you, I'm not talking to Rob, I'm not talking to other Rob, I'm not talking to the other Robert, JYD. I'm not talking to a lot of people because they're running club members, right? So I was trying to find something because, and from my understanding, I was told that if you have a repeater, it's open to the public, right? So if other people want to go, you know, and chit-chat, because PGC is working right now, by the way, but it's only open to club members, right? So I'm not, you know, what do you do when you have friends that are not in the club? I don't want to just talk on that frequency because now it's a members only type thing, right? So I want to move to something else. And then if we get very comfortable here on SVC and they go, okay, it's for club members only, then what do, right? So, but Rob was saying today, let me roll this. Rob was saying today, and I did not have my pen in my hand when he said it, but he says, oh, back years ago, we had a local Simplex channel that we just all used to talk on, right? And that way we wouldn't tie up the repeaters. Well, I just want to say something. I want to ask a question. Besides Monday nights, how often do you hear anybody on SVC? Yeah, I think the golden rule, and you know, I hear this a lot. This is just for humor. Hey, you got your basic. Didn't you learn this, and this? Well, you know, there's 1,000 questions. If you got 100, that's perfect, right? To pass, you need a 73. So I barely passed. So some of those questions that they're saying, should you know? No, I don't know those questions, right? It's all a learning thing. So that's the funny part. For me, I was like, oh no, I don't know. I think when I was giving that, just off topic, someone gave me access to this webpage, and I was like, dang it. I went to it and I forgot to bookmark it. But you go to the webpage, you put the repeater in, and then you press enter, and it gives you this color graph, and it shows you the radiation or how far this repeater actually goes, right? So I know that there's a difference, and it was explained to me, VA3KCB. I don't want to say it online because I know I'm probably wrong, but I was told something like, if you want to use UHF, that's good for buildings and this and this and this and, you know, or whatever. you know, to get through all that stuff. And if you are in like wide open areas, you can use the other one. That might be reversed, but I know that if one you can use, it's like for like open spaces. The other one you can use, you know, and whatever. So like if we were talking, I was talking to that guy Cliff. I think he does cruise ship. He updates like things from digital to analog and cruise ships. And he was telling me about going down all these decks and all these flights and 13 stories, right? And I think UHF, if I'm not mistaken, again, I could be wrong, I think that's the best one that does penetration, right? So when I chose the other one for Bonneville, I thought that since Bonneville was taller or something like that than the Cornwall Hospital, I thought that was the one that could reach out when you have all these people mobile, right? Like Rob and this and that and all these people. So that's the only reason I even thought about that, because it had the same coverage. Now, SVC might have that same, I don't know. I don't know what the coverage is of these things, right? But I know that website shows like green and red and oranges and stuff like that. So I'd like to go find that website and see what the coverage looks like over.
Copy that. I would imagine that Doug would have a good idea of which has the best coverage. It could very well be Bonneville, but for the time being, SVC is the main go-to, and we'll wait for Bonneville to have its wounds heal and get it back up and running, and hopefully be a better system. And it was already a great system.
You got my vote on that, that's for sure. I plan on being here tomorrow, and I'll make sure I update the stuff to say there. And what I'll do in the meantime is have my other radio, like the rubber ducky there. Because I don't know how you guys monitor that stuff. Y'all have some fancy radios. A lot of the club members have these radios where they can talk on one frequency and monitor another one. I don't have that. And when I put the rubber ducky on in the shack there and was listening to the net on Monday night, I couldn't hear most of the repeaters, and I have a long rubber ducky on my handy talkie there. And I'm kind of babbling now, but yeah, I'll put it out there. And I'm in total agreement with you. SVC should be our number one thing. And then they said if SVC is not available, then we go to VA3SDG, which is an alternate, and it's at the Bonneville site. So yeah, let's plan on being a V3SVC. Oh, hey, what I want to do too, let me roll this. You know, when things start to, you know, get worked on or updated or upgraded, you start knowing other stuff. Because the first thing I do when something's not working, instead of going to the Seaway Valley Amateur Radio Club page, and because they always give the updates on the status of all the equipment there, right? But hey, you know, it's beyond my knowledge why I don't go there first. I'm usually saying, oh, is my stuff here working? So now, you know, I'm going to have to put me a sticky note that says if something's not working, go to svrc.ca and see what the status is. You know, I think that's going to be my first step after that. Hey, by the way, like Dean was saying earlier, he couldn't get a word in. Let me take a 5-second pause here to see if there's any emergency traffic, and then I'll be right back. Okay, nothing heard. Are there any other check-ins too, by the way? VA3EWV listening. Okay. Hey, Rick, VA3KCB, VA3EWV returning. Hey, Rick, do you have a way to, if you're on SVC tomorrow, are you able to check other frequencies? Like those, do you have a monitoring channel, or no? Is your radio more like mine? Well, hey, check this out. As a favor, because I don't have that, if you can put PGC in to your other one, because some people still might go out there and call out for that one, and you can get PGC, because it's still operational right now, right? It just, until they get it fully functional as members only. So you can monitor PGC, so if anybody comes over, you can say, hey, we're over on SVCA, and because you can't hear the other one that we're on today. So what I'll do tomorrow is, I will have a couple more pauses, and I'll go to the other one to make sure that people know we're here, right? And by Friday, we should just be here, right? I think it's probably, I don't know what the ETA of the parts being shipped in and stuff like that, but you know, it could take some time. Now to switch gears, let me roll this too. Hey, what I find pretty cool and fascinating, a lot of club members have donated and purchased different things for the club there, right? So I'm going to see, I was looking at another AllStar Node thing, right? And all that stuff with Echolink and all that kind of jazz. And I'm like, oh, I can purchase that stuff and give it to the club, right? And then, well, that's a conversation with the technical director, because he'll know what sites you can have internet to, what sites you can't have internet to, this, that, and something the third. And if I'm not mistaken, all that cool stuff like the AllStar Net and the Echolink and all that stuff, I think that that stuff is remote at someone's home, right? And then it tunes into the other stuff, right? I'm planning on being a lifetime member here, right? And always in good standing, no matter what. I'm going to strive to be like that. I wouldn't mind purchasing equipment, right? And donating it so they can have it pushing to another site so we have redundancy, you know? I've been a IT manager for, you know, for over 23 years there, and everything I did, especially after 9/11, we had redundancy. We are blessed here in this club that we have 8 repeaters that do 8 different things, right? But if one goes down, like if the digipeater goes down, there's no backup. APRS is down, right? It's over with. If the PGC has a problem, then you don't have any connection to TransCanada Net or whatever, unless you go to other folks' repeaters. And with most people only having a handy talkie with a rubber ducky, right? They can't reach Iroquois, they can't reach Covey Hill, right? So I wouldn't mind getting equipment and donating it to the club. And it won't be for me. I will say this is for the club, right? That way, if something happens to me, it doesn't get lost in the club, or I won't say, oh, it's my stuff, so I don't want ABC to use it. I'll actually donate it to the club, and then they can use it and have it as a backup, eh?
Well, that certainly sounds like a plan and routine. Now, getting back to dual monitoring, I can do that because that's what I usually do with this radio. Now, the radio that I see you're using all the time, your tri-band, that radio should be able to do the same thing, I would imagine. It's a radio that's worth 3 times as much as mine. And when you look at your radio, right now you're talking on SVC, I'm sure you have your one is showing VHF, the other one is showing UHF. You can change each one back and forth, but there should be a way to dual monitor, I would think.
I'll check on that. I'm on the, I'm putting my, oh, Kimberly's there. She's there. So I'm pointing the camera right now at my radio there, and it says, it shows me that I'm on medium power, that the GPS is on, that today is the 1st, it's 7:57, which I gotta change that time because it's an hour off. And it says I'm on channel 289, V3SVC, Star Fusion Cornwall, Monday night. Then it has my name at the bottom, and that's it. I only see one thing on my screen, period. Then on the side of my radio, when you go back home and look, just go to 8:57 a.m. and you'll see the recording. There's no other thing there. So, you know, I don't know. I'll ask Renee about that and see. Now I know it has a digital monitor because when I go on DMR, a digital radio, it does that. But the only thing I can do is scan. So right now, if I press my P3 button on the front of my radio, it scans through all the channels. But I can't talk and then scan through the channels, eh?
Yeah, no, I understand. And that radio is an anytone, is that right?
Yeah, it's an anytone. Anytone. Hold on. Anytone D578UV3 Plus. It says it's tri-band with Bluetooth, DMR, and GPS, right? So I'm gonna pop out the manuals today and see about what you guys have, right? Because that would be kind of cool if I can have what you guys have on that thing, you know? Maybe, I don't know if it's knocked down or something like that because it has all this other stuff. Who knows, eh?
Yeah, it definitely has. I'm sure it's got dual monitor. It's just that you perhaps don't, you know, there's so many menus on there that menu part is not up. But I would check with Renee because, like I said, your radio is about 3 times greater than the one that I've got, the mobile. I've got, I think it's the UV779, and like PRY's got the 778. I've got one model number higher, but I like his better. But either way, both of PRY's and my radio both have dual watch.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, the first radio that the club let me borrow, because they have a couple radios that you can borrow. I didn't have my license, and they were like, hey, look, we're going to trust you with this. You can listen to the thing, like the net and stuff like that. You cannot transmit. And I'm like, I swear I won't transmit, right? And I didn't, but I was scared as heck anyway. I wasn't about to do that. Heck, even when I got my thing, believe it or not, I know y'all say I talk so much. But when I first got my license, man, I was terrified to press the thing. You know, I kept listening to what they were saying and writing it down, and I was still scared, right? And then I just did it, and now just blah, 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 all day and night, eh? Yeah, this is, like I said, at the end of the day, this has been a great experience. For me, I've learned so much. I'm going to be moving this to SVC. I'll call Renee today to see if I can have that other thing. But back to that radio that the club let me use, I think that radio was, I think it was a Yaesu radio. And it had, on one side of the screen, right, you can have one whole thing, and it had its volume, and it had, you could turn the channel select or frequency selection, right? Then on the right-hand side, it had another, it was like split down the middle. You know, left was one, and it was an orange screen, I remember that. And on the right-hand side, you had another frequency adjuster and a volume adjuster. So you can literally listen to 2 channels at the same time and do the volumes at the same time on that radio. That was a sweet radio, right? Only if it had DMR, because I really liked it because it was really nice and the screen was big. My screen is so small, right? But it had the other features, so I wish I had that other radio though, eh?
Yeah, well, I would definitely check with Renee or go into your manual and just breeze through it quickly, and you might recognize a word in there that, you know, dual receive or dual watch or something like that, and then stop and read that.
I sure did. I just did not get the name of your XYL, and I was going to actually text you that today, because I don't, and you can text me that later. I just don't have the first name, first or last name. It's not necessary because I had your name twice on my sheet of paper. But Sue and I always try to make people stuff for the party there, you know. And so if you can text me the first and last name, I'll just add the name. That's all I need. Everything else is already updated. Okay. Hey, and I told people that the deadline was the 8th, which means that today at 5 o'clock. Well, I hope it's at 5 o'clock. I'm going to send Roger the email like as soon as I finish this net, so he can send it back out to the club saying, hey, look, here are the updates so far. If you see any issues, please let Ernest know so he can remedy them, right? And then it'll be another reminder. So I sent it out last Wednesday to Roger to put out to the club. And then today, it'll be update number 1, right? And then on the 8th, I'll send it out one more time, the last time on the 8th, and then everybody can make any selections or changes and stuff like that. Because I've had a few people go, my other half is going to be in, you know, a whole different country. So I've had to change some of that stuff. Yeah, but I got it though, Rick. If you can text me that information, that'll be great, okay?
Okay, affirmative on that. We did have a discussion about our spouses' names, because we had quite a giggle about it. My girlfriend's name is the same as your wife's name.
Oh. See, okay, that makes sense now, because let me go see how many of those I have so far. I think I have, that is funny, yeah, I remember now. Hold on a second. Let me see how many of those I have on my sheet so far. All right. 1, 2, 3, and yours is going to be number 4. So now I have 4 of those same names on the list. Oh no, it wasn't the first name; it was the last name. But that doesn't matter. I'm just gonna put it the same last name as yours, okay?
Great, no problem. That'll put a smile on her face.
You know, it reminds me. I'm not gonna hold you up. I know our hours are up there. Hey, when I first was getting my QRZ set up, every name was Rick, right? And I'm like, all these guys, even me, everybody's spouse name is the same. And I don't even have any confirmation from my other friend there, but his wife's the same name too. So we could literally have 6 of those at the Christmas party. So it'll be fun to say, hey, blank, and then you have 6 XYLs look around thinking it's them, eh? It's almost like a prerequisite of the of joining the club. Do you have a motorcycle? Yes. Okay. Is your XYL's name this? If it's not, get a name change and you can join the club. You know, that's funny.
Well, we find it is, and then when I was telling my XYL the other day about the Christmas dinner and so on and so forth, and I did bring that up, she goes, what's a wetback? I said, well, everything I join, I make sure the spouses' names are all the same, so it's easy to remember people's names. I'm getting old, you know.
See, that's awesome too, because all you have to do is like, hey, Barbara, you know, and no matter who it is, you got it right. It's the husband's name. You'll mess up. Okay, well, Rick, I'm not going to hold you up. It is 9:07. We've had check-ins today, folks, from VA3AQE, VA3ARF, and VA3KCB, VA3BS as well. in and out there to give us some information. You guys have a great rest of your day. Plan for tomorrow, we're all going to meet on SVC. That's our plan for tomorrow. Give that repeater some more use there. And also, we want to encourage everybody to get those national call-in frequencies in. Again, those aren't RAG true frequencies. Those are just national call-in frequencies. It'll be just good to have. And then that PDF that I posted up to the Facebook webpage, it has a suggestion on what your other one should be. You can have anything, but if everybody at least has the same thing in their radio, we'll all be able to, in case of emergency, not have to go around plugging stuff in when we're under stress. We can just do it now. One last call for any comments or any other check-ins before we complete the net. VA3EWV listening. Okay, nothing heard. Have a great day, everybody. I do see some snow coming down in my area, and I wish everybody a good rest of your day. VA3EWV clear, and we're to return this repeater to its normal use.
VA3KCB clear.
Okay, folks, that was a good net there. As usual, we learned a lot of stuff there. And, yeah. We're going to close this off for today. And we're going to welcome everybody to join us on Thursday. Thursday, we will... Whoop! I can hear myself. But Thursday will be testing the simplex if we can. Okay, folks? Y'all have a good rest of your day.